everybody, Stephanie here from Gathered in the Kitchen, and today we're going to be making a lamb's ear and eucalyptus wreath for fall. We're going to be using some buffalo plaid ribbon along with some burlap ribbon and some faux pumpkins that I picked up at Walmart. There are some in green and some in cream. I'm also going to be using this really pretty floral swag that I purchased at Goodwill. However, you can buy similar flowers like this at Joann's or Hobby Lobby and even Walmart. And then we are also going to be using our base wreath that I purchased at TJ Maxx. The reason I did this was because I was going to make my own wreath using grapevine and eucalyptus leaves and lamb's ear leaves. However, the pricing was not worth it. I could just buy a ready-made wreath for much cheaper than what it would have cost to make this actually myself. We're also going to be using some wire cutters and some zip ties, a hot glue gun, and some scissors. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to take this Floral Swag and we're going to center it on one side of the wreath or on the top. So I'm going to do mine so my flowers are on the side of my wreath. I'm going to set it there and take my zip ties. Now I'm going to use green ones because that matches my wreath, and I'm going to attach this floral swag to this wreath. Let's go ahead and do that. And you just want to make sure it's nice and secure on here. Get it nice and tight. The great thing with using these zip ties is that you can cut them off and reuse this wreath later. So there's just one, and that's sturdy enough actually, so we're not even going to make any more. Next step, we are going to take our ribbon. We're going to start with the burlap ribbon here. We're going to unroll some of it. Now, I like big wreath bows. I just think big bows on wreaths make it look prettier. So I've got a lot unrolled here. Now, the way that I make my wreath is my bow is I make one big loop, then I turn it and make another big loop and let my tails hang down, and then I squish my middle. I'm gonna make these tails a little bit longer, so let's redo that. We're going to get the distance that I want for my tail, so about that long, so it'll hang down really nice, maybe a little longer, because you can always trim it up. Then I make my first loop, then I make my second loop, and you want your second loop to be the same size as your first loop. And then that will hang down as well. Now you basically accordion fold your center for your wreath bow, right in the middle, right there. Now you can use floral wire, you can use pipe cleaners, you can use zip ties. Today I'm going to use zip ties because I have them readily available. Let's get that nice and centered. I'm going to take a zip tie and just put it right in the middle. Now what I want to do is make sure that the little spot on the zip tie, that's the square, goes on the back side. That's easier to hide that way. So I will put this together and pull it nice and tight. All right, just like so. Now the great thing about burlap is it's usually really forgiving, so you can bend it and mold it to however you would like. So let's go ahead and trim up our tails. First, what I'm going to do is make them even. So just a straight line. And move my burlap out of the way. Now, I like bow tails where they have the points on the end. So I'm going to fold it in half, and then on the open edge side, I'm going to put my scissors there and point them up towards the folded side. So we're gonna cut up. That will make a really cute little tail on this bow. Now it looks like that. Now you can take a lighter and heat seal that if you prefer. Now we'll cut this side. Move that out of the way. And so here is our little burlap bow so far. we're gonna put that in the middle here. So it will look like this once that is attached. But I want to also add buffalo plaid because this is actually for fall. Now the reason I'm doing some maroony and pinky color flowers is because that's really becoming popular this fall. Introducing new colors aside from your orange and red and yellow. So I'm going to be adding fun colors. And I also have a Victorian home, so my house is forgiving of whatever you do to it. All right, so I'm gonna do the same exact thing, just a tiny bit smaller this time. So make my bow, test it out, see if I like that size. I'm actually gonna go just a little smaller here on mine. You can leave your tails really long. Like I say, you can always trim up those tails. You can't make them longer, but I'm gonna make my little loops a little smaller. Let's see here. Now making bows is all just trial and error. You can make them big, you can make them small, you can make them with multiple loops. There's a, it's not really a machine, but there's a tool that's called Bowdabra. I've actually got a tutorial on how to use that on my blog at gatheredinthekitchen.com. And I really like it because it helps make uniform bows every single time. It takes all the guesswork out and you can make a beautiful bow every time. So I've got my, yeah, I like that size. Oh, that one seems a little bigger. There we go. So now, like I said, you could do multiple loops. If you want to do multiple loops, let me just show you guys how to do that really quick. You would just keep adding loops. So just keep looping and you just fold behind. And then again, you accordion fold in the center of your bow. Actually, I kind of like it now better with the 2 loops on each side. So let's keep it like that. Now I'm going to use a zip tie again to tie this off in the center. Make sure we get those even. All right, there we go. So zip tie them. We'll use our hot glue to stick the 2 bows together. It's really easy that way. Or you can use a zip tie as well, another larger zip tie, or just hot glue. All right, make it nice and tight, pull my tail down, trim these up, get them cut. So now I'm gonna fold them together to make my tail. Those are my dogs. Okay, here we go. So here's my second bow of my burlap, or of my buffalo plaid. So we'll just stick that on to there. Let me show you guys what this is gonna look like so far. Let me hold it back up. You can maneuver these little loops however you'd like. This is essentially what we're looking like so far. Okay, so what we're going to do is get these 2 together. Like I said, you can use a zip tie. I'm gonna use these wire clips to snip off the back length of that zip tie, but we're just gonna hot glue them together. So I'm gonna put a little dab of hot glue on my burlap bow and then take my buffalo plaid and stick it right on top. Okay, so once that is secure on there, we're gonna fluff our bow. That's a great thing about using wired ribbon is you can change the shape of your bow much easier than if it's not wired. Okay, so we're gonna get that on there. Now we're going to just hot glue this on. Let me cut the back side of that one too. Okay, we're just gonna stick it on. Hot glue is so amazing. Okay, so we're just gonna get this attached on here. And now next step, so here's what we look like so far. It's already coming along so beautifully. It's so easy to make, you guys. This is one of the easiest wreaths to make. I know I say that all the time, but really wreath making is super easy. So I'm going to take these pumpkins that I bought, these faux pumpkins. Now I really like the different sizes of these and the colors. So this pack had a green one, a cream one, and then these little mini ones that are a combination of green and cream. And I thought they would look pretty. All we're going to do is just pick wherever you want these to go. You're gonna hot glue them on. So I'm gonna lay them out first to get an idea of where I would want them. I'm also going to open this other pack that I bought. That is all cream because I want some of these smaller cream ones. So these are the smaller ones. I'm just going to put them on. Let's see here. Kind of like one there. Maybe I want one of the green ones there. The green is actually really pretty. Get those out. You could do a cluster of them. You could even put them up on the bow. You can do whatever you like. That's the great thing about wreath making, is it's so forgiving. All right, we're just going to use a little dab of glue on the pumpkin and stick it on. Let's see. We'll do a green one right here. And I think what I'm going to do is put a little cream one next to it. There we go. Maybe I don't like that. We'll keep that one off for now. We'll just stick with the big ones. This little one off. Put another big cream one up there. Get some more hot glue. And just stick it on. Now you want this to dry for a few minutes. Hot glue dries really quickly, and that's why I really like using hot glue, because it is very quick to work with. You don't have to wait a long time like some other glues that need time to set up and cure and dry. Hot glue pretty much dries very quickly. So, but I'd want to leave this here for a while so to make sure the pumpkins don't fall off. But that, whoop, just like that one. Okay, let's pause that. We're gonna need to do something different. We've got those on. Now I might want to come back and add some of these cute little green ones in. And just stick it on. And we want to let those dry so they don't fall off. And fluff any flowers, move any leaves, anything we need to do. And so far, there's our wreath. It's super beautiful. I love it. Now, if we want to make it a little more full and actually add some lamb's ear along with this eucalyptus, I did purchase some lamb's ears at Walmart, and they're really beautiful. They're nice and soft looking with some like faux fuzz on them. We can use these to add in. So let's see where we think they would look nice. I'm gonna cut this with this little wire cutter, wire snip, and just, actually I'm gonna cut down the leaves a little bit too. And I'll take these and just fit them in wherever they'll fit under the wiring on the wreath. So again, this is just a grapevine wreath that has eucalyptus leaves all over it. I did purchase it at TJ Maxx only because it was more cost effective to buy an already made wreath and doctor it up than to make my own eucalyptus and lamb's ear wreath. couple more. I really like full wreaths. I think they just look much prettier and welcoming. Get these stuck in here. Fluff that a little bit. So this is what we're looking like so far. Just filling it out a little more with some more greenery with these lamb's ears. This is looking really beautiful. Just get that tucked a little bit more. I'll do one more set of these lamb's ears on here. Stick some up here. Now this part is completely optional. You do not need to add extra greenery to this wreath. If you liked it just the way it was, then that's all you need. Leave it the way it was because the wreath was actually pretty full for a store-bought wreath. All right, I think that's gonna complete our wreath here. We'll make sure our bow tails hang down, get it centered, and we will go hang this up on the door. Let's go see how it looks.